Hola clase. ¿Qué tal? Today, we're going to learn how to conjugate the present perfect tense for regular verbs. We have present perfect in English, and they have present perfect in Spanish too. And guess what? They're not too different from each other. Are you ready? Vámonos! Here are some terms that I'm going to be using in this video. I'll tell you what compound tenses are. We'll talk about auxiliary verbs, or sometimes, like in my 4th grade class, helper verbs. And we'll learn what past participles are. We'll start by looking at these in English. First of all, what is a compound tense? You might remember from your chemistry class that a compound is something that is made of two different parts. So like H2O is a compound. So you have two hydrogens stuck on top of the oxygen like little Mickey Mouse ears. A compound tense has more than one part too. The two parts are the auxiliary verb and the past participle. Let's take a look at how we do them in English. First, you need an auxiliary verb. In English, it's the verb to have. So we conjugate it in the present tense, and this is what it looks like. I have, you have, he has, she has, we have, y'all have, and they have. But we're not done yet because it's a compound tense. This is just part one, the auxiliary verb. Now we need a past participle. The past participle in English usually ends in ed or sometimes en. This is how we make them. We take a verb like to walk. We take off the infinitive marker and we add ed. So the full present perfect tense in English looks something like this. I have walked, you have eaten, he has listened, she has listened, we have cooked, you all have studied, they have written. So compound, two parts. Easy in English, it's not hard in Spanish either. The auxiliary or helper verb in Spanish is haber, and just like we did with have in English, we're going to conjugate it in the present tense. This is what it looks like. Remember that the H is silent in Spanish, so this looks like he has ha, but remember, we don't say the H in Spanish. So here are the forms. Has, ha, hemos, habéis, and han. But wait, there's more. This is a compound tense. We only have one part. We need to do the other part. Hang on, we're going to learn that next. Making the past participle in Spanish is kind of like making the past participle or ed form in English. For verbs that end in AR, you remove the AR just like we took off the word to in English, and instead of adding ed or en, you add ado, ado. Let's do estudiar together. Let's follow the steps. Estudiado. Let's try another one. Bailar. Follow the steps. Bailado. The D here is not pronounced like a hard English bouncy duh. It's more like the TH in then or there. So put your tongue in between your teeth and say then and there, and then try bailado, estudiado. We have the same sound in both languages, we just use different letters to represent them. ER and IR past participles share an ending. The ending they share is ido. And the steps are the same. You start by taking off the infinitive marker, the ER or IR, and then you add the ending, which has the same z sound for the letter D. Should we try some? Follow the steps. The past participle of comer is comido. For salir, it's salido. There are very few irregulars for the past participles. We'll learn about those in another chapter and in another video. But I'm here to tell you that the verbs ser, tener, estar, and even ir are regular in this tense, and you don't have to worry about spelling change, and you don't have to worry about stem change. Cue the celestial choirs. We follow the steps. First, we take off the ER or the IR. But you may be wondering down here, what happens when we remove the IR and there's nothing left? We're going to do the same thing. We're going to follow the steps. We're going to add ido, so they look like this. Sido, tenido, estado, and ido. Let's get rid of this messy screen and start a new one. It's time to put everything together. It's a compound. It needs more than one part. Let's put them together. You can pause the video if you want. Let's start by seeing if you remember the helper or auxiliary verb. For yo, do you remember it's tú, has, él, ella, and usted, a, nosotros and nosotras, hemos. That's a terrible S. Vosotros and vosotras, habéis. Ellos, ellas, y ustedes, han. But since that's only half, let's see if we can remember how to make a past participle, the ED part. Let's try the verb jugar. I have played. Yo he jugado. How about for comer? You have eaten. Tú has comido. How about cantar, to sing? He has sung. Él ha cantado. How about salir? We have gone out. Nosotros hemos salido. How about trabajar? You all have worked. Habéis trabajado. And how about vivir? They have lived. Ellos han vivido. One really important difference in Spanish, if you want to say that I have not played or they have not worked, is where you put the word no. In English, it's have not or has not. In Spanish, nothing goes in between the two pieces of the compound, so we're going to have to put the no someplace else. It goes in front. No he jugado. No has comido. No ha cantado. No hemos salido. No habéis trabajado. No han vivido. It's really the only tricky part for regulars. So we know how to make the present perfect. Now, let's ask ourselves when to use it. We'll be doing a lot of practice in class. The present perfect in English and in Spanish is used for actions in the past, not a really specific time like last Tuesday, but something looser like recently or lately or sometime last week. Here are some common expressions that we'll be using in class. Alguna vez, like have you ever visited Philadelphia? Últimamente, lately, have you done that lately? Ya, I have already gone to the store this week. Esta semana, this week. Have you studied this week? Este mes. Have you done your laundry this month? So keep an eye open for these common expressions and be ready for us to have a lot of practice with the present perfect in class. Es todo por hoy, clase. Hasta la próxima. Adiós.